Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, going back to Cadenhead, one of our favorite independent bottlers, Dustin, and the Enigma series. And our favorite, the Enigma, the Islay single malt Scotch whiskey, this time 15 years old. Dustin, 54.8% ABV. We were big fans of the 16-year. We did not buy a bottle, and we got sent a sample, and it was delicious. And we couldn't find any bottles.
So I was going to say, it wasn't a lack of trying.
It wasn't not, Dustin. It was just a lack of timing. So this time we jumped on it when we saw the 15-year. Believe this was also LAGAVULIN. Did I say LAGAVULIN or did I say Islay? Hopefully I said Islay, because LAGAVULIN isn't stated, but we believe it is a LAGAVULIN all ex-bourbon cask matured.
Mike is pouring heavy. He's excited.
Distilled in 2008, released in August of 2024, 1,494 bottles. Bourbon. Hogshead. So a couple barrels.
Unlike the 16, this one actually is fairly available, it seems like. So
yeah, 16 had a lower bottle
much lower bottle count. So this one, decent bottle count. I don't know how the distribution works, but we definitely got a decent number here in the States.
Ex-bourbon LAGAVULIN should be something I should recognize, Dustin.
Yeah. The Hogshead is a little bit different than just a traditional bourbon barrel, though.
I smell that LAGAVULIN. I want to say youthfulness, but you know that particular smoke note, particular vegetal note.
It's the spirit for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet mine is LAGAVULIN.
Yeah, as soon as I cracked this and nosed it, I went, okay, of course, this is LAGAVULIN.
We'll compare it to like a 12 or something, some else Alex bourbon, but yeah. I feel very confident endorsing that theory.
Yeah, this does give off a lot more oak notes than you generally get on, like, let's say, a 12.
Maybe probably do the age, the extra 3 years.
Could be the age. Also, could just be these are fresher casks.
Also possible. I mean, I figure if they're going to go ahead and get this barrel filled and age it, wherever they're going to age it, you would think they would probably use a higher caliber of cask than LAGAVULIN, because LAGAVULIN doesn't often, when they do ex-bourbon cask maturity, use the best cask, in my opinion. I don't know what their wood policy is, but I wouldn't expect it to be industry leading.
No, this also could even potentially have been toasted or recharred, or maybe some of the barrels were. It's definitely got a little bit of that.
But Dustin, I've always said LAGAVULIN was blessed with a great spirit. They don't need a bunch of cask maturation. If you want to be epic, sure. But you can get by with very little.
Yes. But I tell you, I like what they're doing here. I do like that oak presence.
Yeah, so as it would say compared to a 12, let's say, I'm getting more oak, getting more vanilla, getting to more of a loafier oak note, too. It's a denser oak note. Like, where it's not a lot of times present in the 12, even the cask strength versions. Well, they're all cask strength versions, but in a cask strength version like this is. But I love it. Nice spice here. You still get a recognizable lemon. I would say maybe at the end here, Dustin, just a decent spoonful of vanilla.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be shocked if there's a little bit of a honey note coming in there at the end as well, Mike. One thing I really like is that there's a wood spice with the LAGAVULIN smoke, and they're playing very well together. They're partners on this one. They're Scotty and Michael. They're not Kobe and Shaq on the later years.
I tell you what, the spice note is nice, and it is well integrated into the smoke anyway, and it is elevated from what you normally get from LAGAVULIN, which again would suggest probably a stronger cask maturation. But it's enough. The spices are exotic enough where I can't nail it quite.
No, I'm not. I'm not exactly. Gonna give you any kind of it's white pepper or something or whatever. I mean, it's paprika. I don't know.
Parsley. I don't know. Yeah, it's not that worth that green. Really interesting spice note, though.
It's definitely something like if you go into your spice cabinet and you're just kind of smelling a bunch of different spices, you'll pick up, there's some of that in there.
It's one of the more unique ones, though. I'm focusing too much on it. Anyway. Yeah, very interesting take on LAGAVULIN. But again, still very recognizable. Sometimes it's hard to pick up with ex-bourbon cask maturation and LAGAVULIN age. I mean, I play in the 12s. I have the 21, the 2019 Jazz. I didn't never thought the 19 Jazz, even at 21 years old, came off like a 20-plus-year-old whiskey. What are you getting on this one?
Oh, this is aggressive from the start to the finish. No holds bar. Peat and wood spice right there. Whacking right at you. But underlying it, there's almost like, I've never said this before, Mike, but peanut butter Tootsie Roll. If that something like that existed. Slightly artificial peanut butter, but there's a little bit of that. And it's like Tootsie Roll chocolate coming in. Spices are there. They're very clean spices, though, whereas on the nose, I think you were right. There's something unique. This is just classic wood spice and smoke, Lagavulin. But I'm not used to Lagavulin punching that hard from the start. It just comes in aggressive in its malt profile, and it really doesn't change a lot. It just goes right through there, aggressive.
Whatever cask they aged this in, and maybe it had something to do with the warehouses, the spice note that they partnered with the smoke note went hand in hand. And that's what's making it more aggressive. It's a fairly standard Lagavulin campfire smoke on the palate and on the finish. I expect it to be big. I expect it to be punchy. Actually, the smoke note to me is a little bit more refined. You can tell that it's older than a 12-year-old whiskey as far as the smoke note. But the spice note is such an extra component that you normally don't get with they're not challenging, but aggressive whiskey. It's making it even more aggressive. You got spice and smoke aggression.
Touch of gasoline, but it transitions into, dare I just say, like marzipan and vanilla.
Vanilla for sure. And I go back to when you said honey earlier. You're probably right. It's probably some combination of the two.
Dark honey.
I mean, if I focus on vanilla, I can definitely find vanilla, but then I can't focus on the vanilla without admitting there's honey to it.
There's like an earthy sweetness there. I mean, it's honey or something like that.
An insect sweetness.
Good.
Yeah. Again, the cask maturation here, whatever they did, it was fairly subtle. It's ex-bourbon, what do you expect? But I like what it added.
I would say it's noticeable, it's meaningful. I wouldn't call it subtle, but I wouldn't call it aggressive, assertive. I wouldn't say it's over the top. Because it's not like it's just a kiss of spice there. It's got a nice one thing I'm really liking about this is the consistency of the whiskey. That's not something I think about too often, but every time I've poured this, every time I go back for a sip here, it's consistently the same experience, and it's an excellent experience.
You get that with Lagavulin in general, I think. It's generally a pretty consistent experience.
But like when we did the last Lagavulin 12 we reviewed, it's like the second sip, the smoke level got higher. And this one, I get the same experience on the second sip. It's just so consistent.
I can see that.
A little bit more of astringency, a little more classic Lagavulin 12 with water on here. A little bit more the lemon note coming through. Not sour lemon though. This is very clean, like again, almost like a marshmallow vanilla.
Yeah, the water.
Sorry, marshmallow lime or lemon. Jeez.
The water stripped away the spice. It kind of added that Lagavulin vegetal note. Just a twinge of it. It became more recognizable as, say, a 12.
Cleaner oak is coming through now as well. Just very classic oak.
Again, I say vanilla and honey, but it's here still.
Oh, definitely. The sweetness on this is very nice. Again, it's not really going off into any crazy direction. It's just really nice sweetness.
Yeah,
You said leather earlier, right?
No, but
Okay, I'm getting a little touch of leather now.
recognizable is very similar to Lagavulin 12, but different. Something more in terms of age and cask maturation, in my opinion. Good whiskey, Dustin.
Ooh, yeah.
We picked up a couple.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. It's everything I like about Lagavulin, but again, it's got more age, it's got more oak.
All right, Dustin, whiskey.
Cadenhead.
Another good job. All right, Dustin, whiskey score time. This particular bottle is your bottle, so I'll go first. I don't want to get my skis out in front of me, so I'm going to say 89. It's a strong 89, though. Does a lot of things well. I really like this distillery. Love the profile. Very similar to the best of the 12s for me. With the one's a little bit more fruit forward, but with the extra spice kick, man. So, I mean, there's a few other things going on here. And at the end here, it's some nice sweetness. Really, really solid offering. What did we pick this up for? $200, $230, something like that?
Yeah, it was like $240 after we shipped it and had to pay California taxes.
About right. Maybe a twinge pricey, but about right.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with you, Mike. I think this is better than the Lagavulin 12s usually are. That said, I don't know if it's enough better to go 90, so I'm going to stick with 89.
Strong 89.
Yeah, this is a strong 89. Some of the Lagavulin 12s that are really good are solid 89s. This is a strong one.
I agree. 89 and a half, if you will.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are our thoughts on some particular whiskey. If you guys had a chance to try this, Cadenhead's Enigma Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey, aged 15 years, 54.8% ABV. We'd love to know what you guys think. Just until next time, when we wish.
Happy independent bottling, drinking.
See you then.